Good day, everyone. I am Mary Dianne Berrame, and now we are here to discuss mga isyong may kinalaman sa sexualidad at kasarian and how we integrate this lesson into a specific teaching strategy. Competency, nasusuri ang diskriminasyon sa kababaihan, kalalakihan at LGBT members or lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender at iba pa. Ito naman ang mga tiyak na layunin. Una, na itatalakay ang diskriminasyon at mga isyong nakapaloob dito. Nakapagbibigay halaga sa karapatan ng bawat individual, lalo na sa kababaihan at LGBTQ members. At panghuli, nakakagawa ng isang mensahe tungkol sa isyu ng diskriminasyon sa kasarian. And now we are down to the teaching strategy. So in this lesson, I integrated the teaching strategy designed by Professor Reynaldo V. Inosian, the reflective thinking teaching strategy. So this strategy is not just a teaching strategy, but it is also a skill that needed to be developed by the 21st century learners. So under this strategy, it has 5 steps. First, introspection. Second, insight. Third, inquiry. Fourth, integration. And fifth, intuition. So we will discuss each of these steps in the following slides. First step, introspection. It means the process of examining your own thoughts or feelings, or it serves as a self-reflection. So in this lesson, I use a video presentation on TED Talk about why gender equality is good for everyone, men included, by Michael Kemmel. This will serve as the introduction of the lesson. And also, the teacher should not forget to remind the students to listen carefully and take down notes for some sharing of thoughts later on.
I'm here to recruit men to support gender equality. Wait, what? What do men have to do with gender equality? Gender equality is about women, right? I mean, the word women, the word gender is about women. Actually, I'm even here speaking as a middle-class white man. Now, I wasn't always a middle-class white man. It all happened for me about 30 years ago when I was in graduate school. And a bunch of us graduate students got together one day and we said, you know, there's an explosion of writing and thinking in feminist theory, but there's no courses yet. So we did what graduate students typically do in a situation like that. We said, okay, let's have a study group. We'll read a text, we'll talk about it, we'll have a potluck dinner. So every week, 11 women and me got together. We would read some text in feminist theory and have a conversation about it. And during one of our conversations, I witnessed an interaction that changed my life forever. It was a conversation between two women. One of the women was white and one was black. And the white woman said, this is going to sound very anachronistic now, the white woman said, all women face the same oppression as women. All women are similarly situated in patriarchy, and therefore all women have a kind of intuitive solidarity or sisterhood. And the black woman said, I'm not so sure. Let me ask you a question. So the black woman says to the white woman, when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, what do you see? And the white woman said, I see a woman. And the black woman said, you see, that's the problem for me. Because when I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror, she said, I see a black woman. To me, race is visible. But to you, race is invisible. You don't see it. And then she said something really startling. She said, that's how privilege works. Privilege is invisible to those who have it. It is a luxury, I will say, to the white people sitting in this room, not to have to think about race every split second of our lives. Privilege is invisible to those who have it. Now remember, I was the only man in this group.
So that was just a snippet of the video. Since the video is a 15 minutes long, I have to cut it out. But in his talk, Michael Camel talks about how men should fight for their rights, not just women, because at the end of the day, we're all human. And as a human, we have our rights and we have the power to fight for it. 2. Insight. Insight means the ability or the power to understand or comprehend people and situations in a very clear manner. So, in this stage, the teacher will ask insights on the students regarding the video. The teacher can ask, ano ang iyong masasabi tungkol sa video? The video is about gender equality, how women fight for their rights, and men also have the power to fight for their rights. The teacher can also ask, ano ang tumatak sa inyo na linya o statement ng speaker? Sang-ayon ka ba o hindi? At bakit? So for me, the line that struck on my head is the line, we are all in this together, and we need to carry this together. And I definitely agree on what Michael Camel, the speaker, said. For we are all human beings, and we have the right to fight for our rights. And we have also to respect each and everyone's differences. The teacher can also ask follow-up questions or additional questions to properly dissect the student's answer. 3. Inquiry. It means the act of asking questions to gather or collect information. So in this stage, the teacher can present the lesson. Mga isyong may kinalaman sa sexualidad at kasarian. Discrimination. The teacher can ask the students, based on your own understanding, what is discrimination? So, ang diskriminasyon ay tungkol sa pakikitungo ng hindi maganda o hindi kanais-nais, maaaring dahil sa lahi, kulay, edad, kasarian ng tao, at iba pa. Diskriminasyon batay sa kasarian. Ang diskriminasyon batay sa kasarian ay nauugnay sa hindi kanais-nais pagturing sa isang tao dahil sa kasariang mayroon ito. Uri ng diskriminasyon batay sa kasarian. May 3 uri nito. Una ay ang isyu sa katapatan ng kababaihan. Maraming bansa sa mundo na ang kultura ay male-dominated. May mga karapatang ipinagkaloob sa mga kalalakihan na hindi na ibigay sa mga babae. Bagamat, unti-unti na rin kinikilala ang kanilang mahalagang gampanin sa lipunan. Mayroon pa rin mga kaso ng hindi pagtrato ng maayos at pagtingin sa kababaihan bilang mahina, sexual object at prostitute. So in this stage, the teacher can ask students, maaari bang magbigay kayo ng halimbawa ng mga karapatan ng mga babae ngayon na hindi nila nagawa noon? So the students can answer the right to suffrage o ang karapatan ng pagboto, the right to education, the right to work. Diba? Yun ay mga halimbawa ng mga karapatan ng mga babae na hindi nila nagawa noon. Issue ay ang issue sa karapatan ng kalalakihan. Nakakaranas din ng diskriminasyon ang mga kalalakihan lalo't na ito ay may kapansanan, walang trabaho o marami pang iba. The teacher can ask a lot of questions regarding about this. One of this is, ibang magbigay ng halimbawa ng diskriminasyon na nararanasan ng mga kalalakihan? Or the teacher can ask, pa ang nais ipahiwatig ng mga larawan? Men have rights too. Men's rights are human rights. You have to get used to it. So the students can have their stand. They can either be pro or against it, and they can defend their stand. At Ikatlong issue ay ang issue sa karapatan ng LGBTQ members. Bagamat ang LGBT sa Pilipinas ay pinapayagan o tinotolerate, ginigiit ng mga kasapi ng LGBT community na wala pa rin silang malinaw at wirang mga karapatan. Nakakaranas pa rin ito ng diskriminasyon maaaring sa trabaho o kahit sa paglalakad sa kalye. So, this stage is still in the step 3, which is the inquiry stage. This is where the students have a lot of unanswered questions, especially coming from the steps 1 and 2. That's why we have the presentation of the lesson to somehow answer the students' queries and have their own opinion regarding the issue. Four, integration. It is the process of combining or incorporating issues or topics to create something. So in here, I use video presentation again. Ito ay tungkol sa isang news interview ng isang transgender na pinilabas sa isang comfort room ng mga babae sa isang mall sa Maynila.
Joining us here on the record, the woman of the hour, Gretchen Diaz. She was barred from using the female restroom in the Quezon City Mall. Good evening to you, Gretchen.
Good evening.
So the whole country knows your story now. Nakita namin yung Facebook Live mo nung gabi na sa isang mall sa Quezon City. Anong tumatakbo sa utak mo nung time na yun? Bakit ka nag-Facebook Live? Anong kinatatakutan mo? And was that the first time it happened to you?
It is not the first time that happened to me. I was younger. I had experiences na I'm being kicked out of the washroom, the female washroom specifically, simply because I'm transgender, and they don't accept that. During those times, I'm not educated about my rights, and I'm not the type of person who argumentative kasi. So, ang gagawin ko, aalis na lang ako, and then pipigilin mo na lang siya until they find an establishment or just go home. At dun mo finally na makapag-pee. And now that I'm educated, I felt like I need to fight for it. But to be honest, even though I am already aware of my rights, sometimes I don't execute it. Like, for example, during that instance, when I went there in Cubao, I entered the washroom and they asked me to use the male washroom. So I got disappointed. I was about to go out of the mall na. I was 6 steps away from the washroom. I didn't know what came into my mind, but I just felt like, wait, I know my rights and I have to report this. And the only way for me to report that is to document it, because without evidences, it might be hard to prove. So that's the only reason why I camcorded the janitress. So I asked her, ate, basta mo ba ako uling gustong pagsiarit? Sabi niya, sa lalaki. And she asked me, mag-picture ka ba? Sabi ko, no ate, nag-record po, nag-video po ako. Sabi, nag-video ka? That's when she dragged me there. When I went inside the security room, I stopped recording videos because it's a security room. I'm supposed to feel secure there because one of their supposedly mission is to protect its customers. Okay, so nandun na ako. And then I was asking, why am I dragged here? I asked 3 times specifically. They're not answering. And then dumarating na yung maraming security officers and I felt outnumbered. Mag-isa lang po ako at marami sila. Anything that would happen there might be twisted. The truth might be twisted because there's only one me. I only have one truth. And if there's 5 of them who will testify with the same story, no one would believe me. So I knew that I have to document it. And I also know that I have to reach out to someone for help. And I realized if I'm going to record it, then I'm not able to text or call someone. If I'm going to call someone or text, I'm not able to record what is happening. So the only way for me to do that is to go live on Facebook. And I did not put any caption because I don't want to prejudge what is happening in the same way as I don't want to be judged. So there's no caption. I just went live. I just want my friends, my closest friends and my family to see what is happening. And if they see something foul in it, then they will be the ones to comment that, hey, that's not right. And just by around 5 minutes, there were comments that, Dianne, tama, asan ka ngayon? That's when I started narrating. In fact, my live video, if you would notice, it started with a question so that it will be documented. Ate, bakit nyo nga po uli ako dinala rito? Ano po ang violation ko? Ano po ba nagawa ko? Then, in-approach ako nung janitress na, na nagdala sa akin doon, sabi niya, ang sagot niya sa akin is, tandaan mo, and then the body part of a male, may ganyan ka pa rin. Ba't ka nag-video ngayon? Gusto mo sumikat? Hindi ka sikat. Kasi hindi ka naman maganda, hindi ka artistahin. And then, she was saying na, sige, share nyo, i-like nyo para sumikat yung baklang yan. So, I felt like that experience is something that is a representation of how we are mocked, how we are being harassed every day. That
was just a part of the video. What happened really is that Gretchen Diaz was escorted, handcuffed to the police station where she met her lawyer, also an LGBTQ member. And there, her lawyer asked the security guard, bakit niya siya pinasasan? Hindi naman siya criminal. And that was Gretchen Diaz's breaking point. She cried because she felt violated, she felt harassed, she felt discriminated when what she was trying to do is use the women's comfort room, yet she was pushed away. And later on, the issue was settled down, but Gretchen Diaz still sued the management of the mall for what happened. So if you are the teacher, you can ask a lot of questions. And also the students can share a lot of thoughts regarding the issue. And one of which is that the teacher will ask, kung ikaw ang nasa sitwasyon ni Gretchen Diaz, ano ang iyong mararamdaman at ano ang iyong gagawin? Kung ikaw naman ang nasa sitwasyon ng janitress, papalabasin mo ba si Gretchen Diaz? O papalabasin mo ba ang isang LGBTQ sa likuran ng babae o sa lalaki? Nakaranas ka na ba ng diskriminasyon dahil ikaw ay babae o dahil ikaw ay lalaki o dahil ikaw ay LGBTQ? Ikaw ba ay naging biktima ng ganitong klaseng diskriminasyon? So, discussion and integration of a lot of issues can be tackled in this stage, which is integration. The last step, which is intuition. Intuition is the ability to foresee something that might happen in the future or a person's premonition. Here, Soji Bill was introduced, or the Sexual Orientation, Gender Identity and Expression Equality Bill, Senate Bill number 159, ay ang bill na nais ipasa ng Kongreso upang mabigyan ng pantay na karapatan ng ating mga kapatid na miyembro ng LGBTQ. So in here, the teacher will ask, kung ikaw ay nasa Kongreso, sang-ayon ka ba sa bill na ito? At bakit? So the students will be challenged to foresee or to put themselves in the situation in where he or she will be a member of the Congress and what will happen if the bill will be passed or neglected. That was it. The 5 steps of the teaching strategy reflective thinking model designed by Professor Reynaldo B. Inochan, and how we integrate this teaching strategy to the discussion. Increase time. This activity is for the cognitive aspect of the lesson. So for this discussion, I have prepared 5 items of tama and mali. Tama pag wasto ang pahayag at isulat ang mali pag mali at baguhin ang pahayag upang maging tama. So this is for the cognitive aspect of the discussion. So for the affective and psychomotor, this will be the activity. Ang klase ay hahatiin sa 3 grupo at gagawa ng isang slogan tungkol sa issue ng diskriminasyon. Ipapaliwanag ng isang representative ng bawat grupo ang slogan na nabuo. At ito ang criteria. Content, 20 points. Creativity, 15 points. Explanation and delivery, 15 points. In a total of points. Takdang aralin, basahin ang susunod na aralin tungkol sa gender roles, bahaging ginagampanan ng kasarian sa mga institusyong panlipunan. na nasa pahina 193 to 194 sa aklat na mga kontemporaryong issue ni Jens Mika D. Guzman. So in this stage, the assignment, you can either choose an assignment related to the discussion or an assignment in preparation for the next discussion. So in my case, I chose the assignment preparation for the next discussion. So here are our references used in the discussion. So that was the discussion about mga isyong may kinalaman sa sexualidad at kasarian with the integration of the teaching strategy, reflective teaching model. Presented by yours truly, Mary Dianne L. Berrame, BSEd Social Studies 3A. Have a nice day, everyone. Thank you.